The first ever Legacy Crown arrives in Costa Mesa. What a weekend for women's water polo. The men's college regular season has come to a close, plus high school champs crowned around the country, all coming up on a brand new counterattack. Hey everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the counterattack right here on USA Water Polo and Overnght. A lot to get to this week. Legacy Crown, the talk this past weekend. A brand new event honoring women's water polo and its rich history, while also providing a great opportunity for elite competition, especially for some top flight college teams, some club teams, and the next generation of Team USA. Also part of that weekend and the genesis of the event 25 years ago, this past fall, the Sydney Olympics took place in the year 2000. It was the first Olympic Games to offer women's water polo. This past weekend in Costa Mesa, almost the entire roster from that Team USA squad back together. They don't get together very often, that team stunning the water polo world, winning silver. We're going to hear from more of that team later on here in the episode as we talk to a bunch of those women as they were back in town to celebrate their efforts in 2000 and also cheer on the rest of the competitors of the Legacy Crown. But first, let's check out the highlights as this again brought together some awesome athletes, some stacked rosters. The championship, it came down to the past and present in a way against the defending NCAA champs. The New York Athletic Club, talking about a roster absolutely stacked. Olympic champs, also current Olympians, going up against Stanford, one of the favorites for the NCAA title after they won it last year in Indianapolis. That was our first place showdown, and then a Battle of LA for third, USC and UCLA. Let's take a look at the highlights, courtesy of Overnght.
Playing as regularly as they once did, they can be very effective in bursts, as Brown is able to hit there for a 2-1 lead. Simon still has it from the outside, just rips that shot. Measuring, gives off, and burying it without hesitation. Ryan Neuschel inside, quick turn, and save is there for King. 2011, and that launches just an absolutely ridiculous run. And they don't need it because when you have expert shooters on both sides, you turn to the Hall of Famer, Kylie Neuschel. Stuffed! Amanda Longin swats that away. Neuschel, and that one's controlled. Izzy Scott, let's look at it back here. Flynn, difficult angle. Whoa. Good movement here around the perimeter. That is tipped around the top of the cage. Longin got a lot of that. Let's look at Craig, gives it off. Cammie steps off and steps in. A little heavy there on the foul. Goes inside, backhand, oh, pretty stuff. And as I said that, apologies Amanda Longin, the Jinx. Quick shot.
No easy task.
In close, and Stanford getting one back there. Nice piece of passing.
It was a little nerve-wracking because I do know them well, so some shots went in and I was like, oh man, but also that was a really nice shot. Good job, Quinn. So just different emotions. I absolutely love Stanford. I'm sad we had to battle them, but they're also warriors out there and they're going to be incredible this college season. So it was an honor to fight against them. Wish I could still be there, but you know, clock ends after 7 years, I guess. So I got joining NAC was really fun this weekend. Super awesome. Yeah, not many opportunities in life where you say, hey, I got to play in a tournament with my sisters, and this was one of those. It was truly an honor to be beside Kylie and Jamie, who are just incredible, you know, some of the best in the game to ever play. So super cool to look to my right and be, you, Kylie, you shoot it. It's just surreal a feeling, and it was, once again, an honor to do it here tonight.
Entry in, drop it in the bucket, the backhand controlled by Reed. Again, had the first one, looking for more, she's got more. That's two. Filling a lane here on the other side of the pool. A few fakes and another save by Niz. 2 meters, back out on the perimeter. A few fakes and finally, UCLA breaks through, courtesy of Lily Guess.
But just always makes the right play.
And then UCLA gets a critical goal back of the USA Women's National Team program as USC moves in and scores on the counter. Striker for the 5 meter, and she puts it away. A token gesture to take one of the retired players. She was still a very difficult player to deal with and really talented, even at age 39. See Crown weekend. Let's see first what Emily Osmus does here. On the move, puts on the brakes, and that's easy money for Emily Osmus. 10-4 lead UCLA here, threatening on the 6-on-5. and putting it away. It's in her freshman season at USC, Katina Award finalist. Back to the youngest levels of Team USA.
Yeah. That shot right up front is going to get called a penalty as Osmus puts the...
And Taylor Smith adds another. So going to make this a little bit closer on paper, but again, this is USC's day in this third-place match.
I think we came out really strong, and that really helped us finish the game strong as well. We kind of set the tone early and never really took our foot off the pedal. We played really well together. I think we played better as the weekend went on, so I'm really proud of us. I think just special and so surreal to see all different generations of talent come together and play this weekend. It's been so special.
Now we turn to the men's college water polo season. The regular year winding down this past weekend, this coming weekend, conference tourney time, NCAA bids at stake. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, some critical matches over the weekend as some rivalries played out. Yeah, the crosstown splashdown, USC and UCLA meeting on Saturday morning. And just a couple of hours later in the Bay Area, it was the big splash round 2, Cal and Stanford. And again, back to Overnght to take a look at the highlights.
DeMartire now, near side, faking and hitting. Put it away, Max Zelikov.
For a 5-meter or a goal in that situation.
Akladani. Moving in, takes a shot, and he is stuffed. Big eruption from Aran Pina. 4 out high. Save Pina. A look. Stopped. Catch and release. We're tied at 4. Akladani chimes in. Shot clock to 7. Balok, near side, save Pina, rebound, quick dish, right back. The man who drew it finishes it off. That's Will Schneider. Now in transition, can Cal manufacture some offense here? Peroni, Merkovich steps off his defender and rips it. Give it to a senior for Stanford. They do it again. They are lights out on the extra man. 4 converts. Akladani. Dangerous pass, Merkovich, he's deflected, Arlett stuffed, Temkin. Getting late in this one. Balok, under 3 to play. Arlett thinking about it, and hits! How about this guy? To put Stanford back in front by 4. He does. He's got 4 of his own today for the Bears, looking for their second conversion. And the ball is deflected. Dom Brown had that knocked away. Another stop.
Nice recovery by the Bruins. Shot blocked by Mills.
They really wanted the ball there.
Bruins working quickly and transition. Trojans look for space, and they get their first goal of the game. Trojans down by 3. Working inside, Tauscher. What? For Nelson over there. Goes in the middle. Kirstic with the one-timer. Carcelotti working through the arm, lets it fly, and banks it home. UCLA goes back on top, 5-4, courtesy of Federico Juca Carcelotti. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Gagurevich, lets it fly. Down by 2, looking to cut into the lead. Ryder Dodd, first shot of the day, and Hertzer gets a hand on it. Drifting forward and punching it home, Wade. Good look across the middle, and the finish there from Castillo. Resets things with Brankovic down low. The turn and fire, Kirstich. A nice save from Tauscher for UCLA. Goes against UCLA on the break. An easy finish there from Kirstich. He's got 5 goals on the day for an angle against Vukazic. And he finds it. Chase Dodd. Winner clinches the #1 seed in the MPSF Championship Tournament next week. Brankovic. Ryder Dodd has put UCLA on top, 14-13. Here we go. Let's it go. Tauscher denies.
Now let's talk college conference tourney time. It's all getting going this week and this weekend. The SCIAC's already begun. A lot to consider as we look towards all the competition wrapping up on Sunday. First, NCAA automatic bids. For many of these conferences, winner takes a spot in the NCAAs. Then you have a couple of at-large picks after that tend to go the way of the MPSF. So a lot of intrigue at the MPSF tourney this weekend. Cal, Stanford, USC, UCLA, who gets left out of the dance as we move towards the NCAA tourney. Then you have other leagues like the SCIAC vying to play host for the USA Water Polo Division III National Collegiate Championship, and then also qualify. Top 2 out of the SCIAC, top 2 out of the CWPA. They'll meet for the Division III Championship also in early December. So a lot at stake. Head to usawaterpolo.org, get all the information on who is playing where, how to watch live, how to access more information. And then next week on the show, we'll tell you all about who won the championship, who's headed where, and what the bracket looks like for the NCAA tourney. And again, our weekly plug, NCAA Championship, the final, December 7th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, from Stanford, live on ESPNU, streaming on the ESPN app. Earlier rounds will be on ncaa.com. For Division III, right here on Overnght. You can watch the semifinals and the finals all right here on Overnght. So looking forward to really a couple of amazing weeks of water polo with Thanksgiving sandwich there right in the middle. Now we go from champions to be crowned to champions already crowned. Crown, clearly a theme this week here on the Counterattack. High school champs around the country recognized for their excellence. A whole host of high school champions crowned, I did it again, in the state of California. We also have Oregon and Michigan. Big congratulations to all of those teams bringing home top honors in their area. Let's take a look at some of the big winners here in the high school ranks. Now back to women's water polo. You may recall earlier this year, we had an excellent premiere event for our documentary series, Women of the Water. Such a fun time at the Lido Theater in Newport Beach. More than 300 water polo fans turned out. Now after that premiere, the docuseries then aired around the country on the FanDuel Sports Network, and now it is available to everyone on the USA Water Polo YouTube page. We're rolling out episodes one by one, all 6 of them. The first episode dropped this past Tuesday at youtube.com/USAWP. Keep an eye out for the next episode, episode 2, this coming Tuesday, right before the holiday. That'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So you can follow along. Women of the Water, such an amazing journey behind the scenes with the USA Water Polo women's national team on the road to Paris, and then looking back at what transpired at the games. Really excited for you to check that out. Let us know what you think in the comments as well, as we aim to deliver and produce more great content like this going forward. And let's stick with women's water polo. While Women of the Water recognized the 2024 journey to the Paris Olympics, the Legacy Crown was about looking back at the early days of women's water polo, recognizing the trailblazers. Yes, 25 years ago, the Sydney Olympics offered women's water polo for the first time, and that was kind of the genesis of this event. But there are so many women that came before Sydney that helped pave the way for that opportunity, that fought for that chance to have water polo be a part of the Olympic Games, to now where it's not something you'd ever even question. And in LA 2028, for the first time ever, again, took way too long, we'll have complete parity, right? Equal number of men's teams competing, equal number of women's teams competing, 12 and 12, which is a great thing for the sport. How did we get there? It was through the hard work of a lot of dedicated women that fought to see a more inclusive day for the sport of water polo. We talked with a bunch of them this past weekend as they were in town to reunite as a squad and also celebrate the first ever Legacy Crown. We'll be sharing a lot of these interviews on our YouTube channel in the coming days and weeks, but here's a look back at some different thoughts from the athletes that made up Team USA and won silver in Sydney 25 years ago.
Some of your teammates have talked about the meetings and wondering, would I or wouldn't I? What stands out to you?
I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is actually initially when they said that we were going to be in the Olympic Games, that they said it was only going to be 11. And so I think one of the biggest memories I have is when we found out that it was going to be a squad of 13. So we were actually playing soccer, doing some cross training and playing soccer at Los Alamitos, and Guy Baker got the call. And Bruce Wygo told Guy Baker that there was going to be 13 and not 11, and we were so excited. We did like a victory, belly runs. This was so exciting, just a dog pile. So I think that is like the most memorable part about it, is kind of that experience of understanding that whoever goes is going to be a full squad.
Your team has been so thoughtful in always acknowledging the women that came before. You were part of that earlier era. You retired, then came back. Why do you think there's been this constant focus to make sure that you acknowledge the past when thinking about 2000 and beyond?
Well, I think that all of those past players are the ones that have allowed this to happen. I mean, we are the ones that forged the way. We had to pay for our own swimsuits. We had to pay for our own trip to go to the World Championships. We played on boys' teams. We played because we loved the sport. Not that these girls don't love the sport now, but it was a different era back then. And yes, it is all of those players in the past that forged the way for this to happen. I was just lucky enough to get to make it to the 2000 Olympics, barely at 39. But I feel so grateful that I got to have that opportunity, because I always wanted to go to the Olympics. We did a demonstration in 1984, and they didn't add it in 88. They didn't add it in 92, 96. So, yeah, felt really lucky for that.
Paint a picture for us of this final in Sydney. I imagine you hadn't played in front of a crowd half that size. What was it like to step out in front of 17,000 people?
It was crazy. As you said, I don't think we had ever experienced anything like that. The fact that we were in that final game playing for a medal of any kind was just mind-boggling. I think we were something like 9th coming into the Olympics, and so to come out and have a chance at any kind of medal was just phenomenal. And I remember not a lot of it. I remember how big and loud the crowd was. I never want to hear the Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi cheer again, but it was just phenomenal.
You have been able to stay so immersed in the sport as a player and then as a broadcaster, so tracking this journey from Sydney. How do you describe where things have gone since Sydney for Team USA?
They've definitely gone up. So we were sort of the ragtag, the team that nobody thought was going to do anything, and I think that we really surprised the world with what we did. But I think from that point, that was a springboard for the U.S. women, and I think beyond that, they have just far exceeded expectations, and they have been the target. Where when we were playing, we had other teams that were the target. We were looking at the Netherlands or Australia as like that was the team to beat, and it makes me so proud to think that now the U.S. is the team that every country wants to beat, and they see them as like the privileged team, the team that has it all, and so it's just really fun to be part of this legacy, the start of the legacy.
What's the thing that you said, swim fast, throw hard? What else would you add to that for someone who's trying to make it to where you made it?
First and foremost, have fun. We all started playing this game because it was fun for us. Don't be so concerned with creating or leaving that legacy right now in the moment. Just enjoy it and work hard, strive for excellence, and you'll be creating your legacy just through doing those things.
What do you take away from those Sydney Games?
Big picture of that, that moment was monumental. right? To be able to represent water polo, not even just USA water polo, but water polo on that stage. To have the opportunity to do that in Australia, besides the US, the next country that just loves aquatics. But they love aquatics all quadrennial long. We love it every 4 years. So to be on that stage and have that ability to then build it up, because then water polo just exploded for women in the US. So many more opportunities for girls, so many more opportunities out there with different colleges. So it was really nice to be a part of that, and it's kind of surreal, actually, when you look back and be like, oh, you played water polo? It's like, yeah, it's a little different now than it was back when I played, but yeah, I played.
And you see some of your teammates that you haven't played with in decades. What emotion hits you?
Joy, like pure joy.
Why is that?
I think it's just familiar faces and just excitement around the experience. You know, we spent a lot of time together and we don't get a lot of time anymore. And I think just seeing their faces light up when you walk in a room, it just feels amazing.
We bring you back poolside here. Corley Simmons, Greg Mescall here with you, coaching here, but also part of this reunion for 2000. You got to see a lot of your teammates last night. What's that like for you, walk in that room and you see those faces from 25 years ago? What kind of emotion hits you?
Oh, I just felt like we were just telling stories and reliving the glory days. You know, Mo was just on, just overhearing some of her comments and feelings around being together again. And it was just really exciting being able to share and relive that stuff, but also do the catch-ups, right? We don't get to be together all as a squad, and those moments are super special, and we also kind of felt old and got to kind of celebrate that and can't believe it's been 25 years and we're still, feels like yesterday.
Last thing for you, you were just talking about how maybe you, in retrospect, could have savored those moments more. For someone who's on the way up now, they're in ODP, maybe they're just getting their first time with Team USA, what's the message? How do they take it all in so they really remember and savor those moments?
Well, that's a deep question. Probably just really focus on the details. And when your coach is talking to you, and whether they're, even when you're being subbed, don't get too in your head on why is he subbing me? What is he doing? What are they thinking? Just remember you're there to learn, and your moment will come. And if you're absorbing everything that you have through those moments, you will find success, whether it's in the pool or even maybe somewhere else. But you have to make sure that you're focusing on those little details and enjoying the process.
Excellent, Bernie. Thanks for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Greg.
Again, big thanks to all members of Team USA from the 2000 Olympics for taking some time to chat. It was a chance to get back together with their teammates, so I appreciate even them spending 3-4 minutes with us just to share a little bit about their journey, their memories, and all the magic that went into those Olympic Games 25 years ago. Now to our Malmsteen goal of the week. You won't be surprised to know we're sticking with the Legacy Crown. This goal, it did not get enough love. Hoping to see this on SportsCenter Top 10 everywhere else. There's still time. We got to show some love. Jamie Neuschel, an Olympian in her own right, a gold medalist, capping up for the New York Athletic Club. Check out this score. Facing the double team, rips the backhand somehow through 2 defenders and into the cage. That was a no-doubter for our goal of the week. The minute we saw that play this past weekend at Orange Coast College, and that's a look at our Malmsteen goal of the week. If you have seen that clip on our social media, share it, repost it, trying to get more people to pay attention. We need to celebrate some of the exciting moments here in water polo and make sure we get more eyes on them. Now to our calendar, what's on tap? We told you a bit about it at the top of the show, but a lot of college water polo to celebrate. On the men's side, champions crowned, you know where I'm going. Division III and NCAA early December. So make sure you tune in, whether it's on Overnght for the Division III National Collegiate Championship or it's on ncaa.com/ESPNU for the NCAA title. Let's get more eyeballs on water polo and also really watch what should be a couple of excellent days of competition as we figure out the best in the NCAA and Division III ranks. That's going to do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for joining us. And don't forget, when you're on the counterattack, look weak side.